Now, Sports Talk with Brodes. Here's Hunter Brody.
Oh, I'm about to lose my shit! Before we hop into this podcast, though, if you are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Also, hit the like button, too. I greatly appreciate it. Lastly, every Wednesday on my Twitter, I run a Hump Day giveaway. This week, we're giving away a Devontae Smith Eagles jersey. You will not want to miss out on entering this giveaway. It's so simple. Check out my Twitter, @Brodes81. The information is pinned to the top of my profile. Follow the rules. All right. It's time. Enjoy the show. I am so disgusted with what I just saw on the baseball field. Honestly, I'm still in stun mode, but I'm sick. My gut feels like it just got ripped out of my fucking stomach. How do you lose that game? You had so many chances, and it begins with Hector Neris. Look, there's so much that occurred before the ninth inning, and I am not happy with Joe Girardi's decision-making, and quite frankly, I've been on the side of you're ripping Joe Girardi too much. He had multiple head-scratching moments in this game with the double switches, which is where I think most fans have questioned him to this point. And at the end of the day, even though I hated the move of taking out your hottest hitter in Gene Segura because it was a gamble, and look what happened. It became a tied game, and you were in extra innings, and you did not have your hottest hitter available because of a double switch. But honestly, I didn't even love the previous double switch with moving Alec Boehm to first base. I thought that was terrible as well. But here's what I've been saying when it comes to questioning Joe Girardi. While I did not like it, you had a 1-2 count with 2 outs with Hector Neris on the mound pitching to Pablo Sandoval, and he decides to, with JT Realmuto, to throw a fastball down the dick that gets murdered, and the game is tied. So you know what? If we disagreed with that decision of the double switch both times, fine. Here's reality of the situation, though. You should have won that game! And prior, you're walking full count. Like, dude, think about this, right? There's 2 outs. It's a full count. Like, you can't do a 2-out walk in that situation prior to Pablo Sandoval walking up to the plate. You got to challenge. You got to throw a pitch that can earn a strikeout. You got to have balls. Take the risk there. But instead, you take a risk with a fastball? How about the splitter? It's a 1-2 count. So it was just a disaster. You could see JT Realmuto's body language afterwards. You could see his frustration. He wasn't happy. I mean, that's a boneheaded decision. We're talking about baseball 101. You're up in the count. You're 1-2. Your splitter's your pitch. And you know what? If it gets to 2-2, 3-2, then maybe the conversation changes a little bit. But you had pitches to work with. You had the ball in your court. Advantage Hector Neris and JT Realmuto. And together, they failed. The combination of both of them failed. How about when Nick Maton took the lead with a double? Now the Phillies are up. What inning was that? It was the 11th inning. The 11th inning. Maton, lefty, bang, 4-3. How do you respond? With a little bit of a dribbler that goes to Didi Gregorius. It's a throwing error, and now it's a tied baseball game again. And what happened with De Los Santos? Come on, dude. That's a terrible performance. You couldn't even record one damn out. Well, not one. With the 3-run lead. This is damaging. This is crushing. And what you just did was you put so much pressure on Aaron Nola. Because if you don't win this fucking series, that's fucked! I'm gonna be pissed! 5 times as pissed as I am right now if you lose this series. So you have to beg. You got to get on your hands and knees. Look at Aaron Nola and say, please save us. Salvage this thing, please. You have to win this series. Did you just wake up the beast? Did you just wake up the Atlanta Braves? I swear to God, I hope not. I don't know if you woke up Freddie Freeman specifically with Vince Velasquez. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and rip Vinny V. My expectations are so damn low for Vinny V. He goes 5 1/3 and only allows 1 run to Freddie Freeman. All right, he did okay. There was once where he started off an inning with 2 walks, and I got super nervous. And what do you know? He ends up getting out of that jam. I'm not going to rip Vince Velasquez. I thought Joe Girardi made the proper decision on moving him out of the game when he did. Let's go to Coonrod. Let's not push the limit here. This is Vince Velasquez. He allowed a homer. The score was 3-0. He had a 3-0 lead. And what do you know? Here's another example of the Phillies crushing the baseball early. They were jumping all over Ian Anderson. Early in the count, bang, let's swing, let's cruise. Gene Segura starts the game off with the solo home run. It was a weird one, too. Nobody knew where the baseball went. Maybe it had something to do with the glare and the sun or whatever. It was a line drive that was absolutely smoked, but no one knew. Gene Segura's like somewhat trotting, looking around. Then he got the motion from the umpire. Hey, that's a homer. You take a 1-0 lead. Bohm gets an RBI ground out, 2-0. Andrew McCutchen on an 0-1 pitch. He ends up driving one. You're up 3-0 after the second inning. When you allow that homer in the 6th to Freddie Freeman, I thought there was a responsible time to go to your bullpen. Now Coonrod comes in. He ends up hitting Acuna Jr. I know that Coonrod's old school. We saw this in the previous series when they were playing St. Louis, and he was very upset with what happened with Bryce Harper, and he showed that old school fire. Was it St. Louis, or was it the New York Mets with the Alvarado thing? No, it was St. Louis. So many damn problems with this team and so many emotional times with this team. It's hard to keep track of all of them. But that old school fire in Sam Coonrod, was there something to be said about the first inside pitch on Acuna? Probably. Do I think he meant to hit him with that second pitch? No, I don't. And I know you can date back to the last time they faced one another and what Acuna Jr. did. I do think he was trying to pitch inside, but that swing by Ronald Acuna Jr., he did put his fingers in the plane. Was it inside? Yeah, it was inside. But the attempt to swing is what forced the ball to make contact with his hand. It wasn't a pitch that flat out 100% had the eyes to just drill Ronald Acuna Jr. I believe Coonrod was trying to make some sort of statement. There's no denying that, okay? But I really don't think it was as egregious as maybe some did. And by the way, the x-rays came back negative, which is huge. I don't want to see anybody hurt like that. You work all year long to play this 162-game season. I never want to see anybody get injured. I want to beat the Braves with the best. I enjoy watching Ronald Acuna Jr. because he's fucking amazing and he obliterates the baseball. So I'm here to see that. I want to beat the Braves with their best. I don't want to see him injured. It seems like we got good news as baseball fans that the x-rays came back negative. So that was that situation, but I thought that was good. The 8th inning is when you had the Alvarado debacle of bringing in Alvarado, which I'm fine with, and you're trying to get 2 innings out of him, or I guess, yeah. Alvarado, you want to get get the 2 innings. You want to get that second inning, and you gotta take out Gene Segura. There's other ways to do it, right? You could have absolutely done something out in left field. Maybe you could have utilized Bohm back at third base, Andrew Knapp at first base. Now, ultimately, the game went on for 3,000 innings, and it's going to damage all of these decisions that you're going to have to make for the future of this series tomorrow, late night on Sunday Night Baseball. This team just went through a marathon, both squads, and now they're getting thrown onto national television. I'm sure they're going to be tired. They're going to be fatigued, and it'll be interesting to see how everyone's usage rate is, and it's going to be a grind for sure. Now looking at how deep the game went, but I can't believe that actually happened because in that 12th inning, when Kutch smokes the ball to third base, when Andrew Knapp puts down a perfectly placed bunt, and you have bases loaded for Bryce Harper, and he was pissed. He was not happy with the 1-2 count pitch that, in my opinion, it was outside part of the plate. It was a good pitch. My point was, it was a good pitch to see Bryce Harper that fired up and that upset with the blue. I was a little surprised because, look, I know that it's been a little wonky all behind the plate in general this series, and inconsistent might be the best word to describe what we've seen, but to think that was egregious, to think that was some horrendous call, no, it was outside, low part of the play, like outside corner, low part of the dish. I thought it was a very well-placed pitch, but to see him so furious and to see him so disgusted up at the plate, I just thought, oh, he's going to do something here. He's going to do something well. He lines it right back to the pitcher and Webb makes the horrendous throw. Not only that, he doesn't cover the home plate either, so 2 runs actually score. JT delivers. You're up 3 runs. You're up 7-4. In what universe is De Los Santos that miserable where he can't record any sort of out? And Contreras steps up, and here comes 3 runs. It's terrible, you know? It really is. Joe Girardi did make it. Look, there's so much to really discuss here, right? I mean, I don't even know how to even go in order because there's just so, my brain is mush, okay? It's 5 minutes after this damn game, and I'm still trying to register what just happened. I'm still in awe, honestly. I'm in the point of shock, and I'm in the point of, like, what in the world did we seriously just witness? But in that 10th inning, Kintzler comes in, bases loaded, and they decide to make it bases loaded by intentionally walking guys. And not only that, let's throw 5 infielders into the mix. Bryce Harper has a first base glove. It's all kinds of crazy, right? And Brandon Kintzler, wow, they want to face Contreras? Fine. And that's why I think it's so ironic, because he's the one that faces De Los Santos or Matt Moore at the time. Jesus Christ, I can't even remember all the damn pitchers. I can't even remember. There's too many pitchers involved and too many damn innings to talk about. Anyway, 10th inning, Kintzler, bases loaded. And he had his inside pitch to right-handers just sailing off the plate, getting guys swinging and missing. Pache had no business being up there. Couldn't even sniff anything close to the plate. And Brandon Kintzler got out of that jam. But damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, is this brutal. You know, I watched Scott Kingery get a ball in the middle of the infield, trying to go to third base, right? He pump fakes it, and Didi is there. Like, dude, you got to throw the baseball, right? You stink. You're bad. You're not good. You are horrendous at the sport that we watch and we pour our emotions into. You're bad. You are not helping out this team at all. You strike out every single time you're at the plate. And now, in a crucial moment, you pick up the baseball and you hesitate. What are you hesitating about? What are you hesitating for? There's a man running from second base to third base. You know what you're supposed to do? Look at Didi Gregorius, throw the ball right into his chest, and let's get the out at third base. But instead, you're hesitating. Come on! Focus! You're a disaster! I'm going to lose my damn mind. I am seriously so upset. So upset. And this is probably one of the worst possible losses that you can feel in May. It's May. There's no way that you could apply this same feel to something that you experience in September, in August. It's just not the same because of the intensity. It's May. But if you want to look at the most emotional losses in May possible, this ranks right up there, especially if you lose tomorrow. If somehow you do win, it will take the sting away, and it's icky, right? It's gross, and it's still stuck on you. That smell and that stank, it is available on your body, and it will still be there, but it will not be nearly as awful of a smell if Aaron Nola pitches a gem and truly helps out your bullpen. Because a lot of guys were heavily used today. A lot of players came out. You were running out of options. Not much there. If you can get 7, 8 innings out of your number one dude tomorrow in Nola, the worst case scenario is if we get one of those Nola starts where he cannot command that fastball, and then he tries to use his off-speed pitches, and Freddie Freeman wakes up a bit because he hit that home run today. He was on a brutal streak. We're talking Francisco Lindor type streak of not being able to square up the baseball whatsoever, and 0 for 20 plus. I mean, it was bad for someone like Freddie Freeman. Did you wake up the beast? Jeez, let's hope not. And hopefully it's not one of those days where Aaron Nola's trying to pitch backwards the whole time. And that's when this Braves lineup, which is very potent, their problem is their starting pitching isn't very strong, and they're not getting a lot out of that. But we know that their bats can wake up, and we know that their bats can be a factor. They can turn it on. Bang, just like that. Now, the 40,000 fans in the stands, did that make a lot of sense tonight? Or did that make a lot of sense? I don't even know what question that is. Did that play a huge role in this win? I think so. And I heard Kruk talk about it during the game. When you have that type of explosion in that 12th inning, if you don't have the rise of the fans, the 40,000 going crazy, do you spiral out of control as quickly as you do? That's what happened to the Phillies. They lost their touch. They lost their identity. They lost the flow of the game. They allowed the Braves to take it from them. They had all the momentum. They had all the spirit. They had all the fight. And I think 40,000 screaming fans forced that to happen. So, you're just seeing the impact of fans being back in the stands. Some things that I like, though, if we're going to look at it, Connor Brogdon. Connor Brogdon came into the game in a high-leverage spot. Some were very upset with Joe Girardi yesterday for using him and pulling Zach Eflin in the game and using him in a, quote, useless spot. But I think you got to get this kid's confidence back. I'm not telling you it was the greatest ever in the history of the world for his time in this game, but for someone who is working at his craft right now and trying to get back on pace, I think it's huge for him to come into that game and record that ground out to the right side to get that monster out to end the extra inning. If we want to talk about Andrew McCutchen, there's clearly more production offensively, but we can talk about defensively, once again, some bad play. Now, the ball was smoked, all right? There was a ball earlier in the game where he was running from left field to foul territory, and he somewhat overran it, and it was a tough play to make. I'm not going to make the argument that it was easy whatsoever. But when you watch the replay, he overran it, and the ball, as he's trying to catch it like sort of backhand, it hits his wrist. So he was literally a half an inch away from making the play. It's a tough play to make. He ran into the wall very hard, and I honestly thought that there was a chance that he might be injured. But every time he makes these special plays at the plate, whether it's 0-2, whether it's 0-1, he is being a serious threat when he's in the box right now, which is monstrous. You need him to be that guy. I don't think it's ironic that this team, over the last handful of games, have been winning a lot of games when Andrew McCutchen steps up, when Odubel Herrera, your center field position, actually gets production. He got another hit in this game. He also walked. Like, he's putting together the best production you've gotten out of center field. Now that all of this is starting to gel, you're getting better baseball. But Andrew McCutchen out in left field, what are you doing? That is a ball that is catchable. Not easy, but you put yourself in a spot that you should be able to close your glove. It shouldn't hit your wrist. Right? It shouldn't hit your wrist. That's a ball that Andrew McCutchen needs to catch. I just don't know what the hell we're getting out of Andrew McCutchen right now defensively. I am very lost, and I'm trying to learn who Andrew McCutchen is at this point. I've stated it a billion times. I didn't think he was a 156 hitter, and now you're seeing that he's not a 156 hitter. I don't think he's this bad in the outfield. Is it eventually going to change, or is he this brutal in the outfield? And that eye test is more of a legitimate scare that he needs to get his eyes checked than we thought. Than we thought. Maybe that's the case. What in the world? Alvarado up on the mound giving you 101 on the corner, and you're getting ready to go. There were so many moments where I did the flex. I watched the game by myself tonight, and I was doing the flex by myself, doing maybe a pace during the intermission, right? Like, yeah, baby! Come on! Let's go! Fist pumps, the heavy flex. I was all into it. Alvarado strikeout was one of them, 101. Multiple times he gave you 101. Bryce Harper with the hit, even though there was an error. I guess it technically wasn't a hit, but when he put the ball in play and there was an error by Webb. What else was there? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, Kinsler. Few times. And here we are. Devastated, crushed, and really hurt. What do you know? I do know this. DraftKings. Big names are headlining this weekend's UFC 262 card. Okay, there will be no shortage of action. And DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, has a heavyweight offer for this weekend's fight with 100-1 odds. And when I say this weekend, we're referencing next weekend because it's Saturday as I'm recording this, although it's technically Sunday because the game ended past midnight. But we're talking about May. What is the actual date for that? Is it May 17th? May 15th. May 15th. That's the weekend we are discussing. Just pick the main event fighter you think will win, and DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 100-1 odds on that fighter. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Brodes when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 when you bet on a main card fighter to win. Place your bet and watch the fists fly. This weekend, that's code Brodes to turn $1 into $100 on a select main card fighter for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, as you could imagine, the Anytime Hotline was flying tonight. So here we go. It started off.
Fuck! I need to know, Brodes, were you ever confident in that bottom of the 12th that we were going to actually put it away? Like, how confident were you? Because after that bone double play, we didn't get any more than just the 3. I was like, oh man, like I'm not feeling that good at all about it. So I want to know, what was your confidence level going into that last half inning? But also, let's not forget, Vinny V did a pretty good job.
He did. He did a pretty good job, especially against a lineup that you know could be very scary on any given night. I'll tip my cap to Vinny V. I'm going to use the same logic, though, that I use for Ben Simmons when it comes to a player like Vince Velasquez. If I see Ben Simmons take a jump shot against the Houston Rockets who blow, all right, I need to see it for 15 games before I think that he's ever going to shoot a basketball. So 15 straight games, that's when I'm convinced that Ben Simmons will shoot a jumper, because it's been 4 years of this garbage. When it comes to Vince Velasquez, it's been so damn long of this garbage that I need to see more than 2 starts that I go, okay, maybe Vince Velasquez could be a 5th starter. So I need to see 15 starts is a little aggressive, but maybe 8 starts before I say, hey, Vinny V can give me 5 to 6 innings as a 5th starter consistently. Until I see that, I'm not going to fall for it, but fine. I can acknowledge that he was not a disaster, and he put yourself in a position when you know you're this part of your rotation. He put you in a position with 5 1/3 and only allowing 1 earned run to win this baseball game. He wasn't the reason why you fell flat on your face late. When it comes to how I felt about this game internally, how much, what was the word you used? Faith, I guess? Like how much faith did I have that they were going to pull it out? How much confidence did I have? I had a lot. You're up 3 runs. You're up 3 runs with 0 outs and a man on second base. Dude, you close out that game, man. That's killer. That's crushing if you're on the other side. You're deflated because not only did the other team score 3 runs on you, but self-inflicted wounds. You could see when Webb makes the play in the background of the shot, there's guys on first base with facial expressions and punching their glove and truly upset. That is deflating when you're on the other side. So I felt very confident. You're up 3 runs. You just need to get 3 outs. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. That's how confident I felt, and I really do believe that's probably why I'm this devastated right now, and I don't think I'm going to be able to fall asleep. There's a lot of times where games keep me up at night. I'm not going to be afraid to admit that. I'll probably, and I say this, and I don't joke around when I say this, I'll probably be staring at the ceiling until 6 a.m. There's going to be a lot of me that is really upset and really devastated and crushed, where I feel that I want to go back and watch maybe the extended highlights on my MLB TV package, that 12-minute condensed game highlights, but I don't know if I can emotionally get myself to do it. I want to do it because I want to go study and see. I'll eventually do it the following day. I probably won't do it tonight, but I always have that itch to do it because I need to know what goes wrong, and I have to try and comprehend how it actually happened. I start itching. I start scratching. I got to see why. That feeling comes up. But to answer your question, the confidence, 10 out of 10. The probability of winning that game in that scenario is insane. Insane. You don't lose that game.
I just thought for a second we might be done with the fucking choking by this bullpen. We had Archie Bradley and Alvarado and a couple of guys that didn't seem like complete shit. But with this game tonight, nope. We're still getting our Phillies brand of choking. Not Falcon style of choking, blowing big games. Not Mets style of choking when you look like a clown. The pathetic, idiotic way of Philly style choking when it's just when you think they can't do something stupid, they end up doing something really fucking stupid. And you just wonder, when is the stupidity going to stop? That's my take tonight. God fucking damn it.
I like that question, though. I really do. When is the stupidity going to stop? When are these gut-wrenching, horrendous losses going to end? Every team has them, to be fair, right? Every team in 162 are going to have these ones that are damaging and hurt way more than others. I guess it's how you respond, but it does feel, and maybe, I'm going to be honest with you, maybe we feel it happens to us more because we care more. When we see it happen to the Rockies, or when we see it happen to the Dodgers, or when we see it happen to the Rangers, or when we see it happen to the Astros or the Yankees, we don't care. So we look over it, oh, well, the Yankees blew one. Does this happen? Do these type of losses happen throughout, and we just don't acknowledge it because we don't give a damn about other teams? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. I don't have the data. I don't have the information in front of me. It's just something that I'm throwing out there as I'm speaking out loud. I think it's fair, but real quickly, too, you mentioned Archie Bradley. Archie Bradley hasn't played. So I wonder, because here's what we do know, right? So Coonrod worked. Alvarado worked. Archie Bradley was not there. He probably would have worked. Connor Brogdon worked. What failed was Hector Neris. What failed was De Los Santos. You look at the new acquisitions. We don't know what Archie Bradley is, honestly. We just haven't had enough of a sample size to really see his work, and hopefully he comes back soon. I know I keep seeing headlines and storylines from guys who cover the team that hopefully he's coming back soon. But my point is, the new guys that you did bring in, that you had some optimism for, Alvarado, Coonrod, like those guys have worked more times than they haven't worked. Hector Neris, he kind of is what he is, but yeah, I mean, you can't make that mistake. And I put a lot of blame on JT, too, for even allowing for that to happen. In what universe, with Pablo Sandoval up, are you going to actually give him that fastball down the pipe for him to even swing at? I mean, it's just asinine. It's the dumbest baseball IQ thing I've ever seen in my damn life. And we've seen that many times with Hector. You're up. You put yourself in the advantage. So why? Why are you giving it back to them that way? You got to be a smarter baseball player. And same with JT. JT has to be better in that situation. You can't allow for that to happen. You just can't. With the new bullpen, though, I don't know. If Archie Bradley's successful, we don't know what he is, but if he's successful, you have Archie Bradley, Coonrod, and Alvarado. Those are three bullpen pieces that you can rely on if Archie Bradley is reliable. Well, that's a whole new set of legitimate bullpen pieces than what you had last year. Tonight, oh, man. Tonight, I mean, it was just so much, man. So much to even try and comprehend right now. It's asinine to sit here. It's like, I just want ice cream. You know, I just want a big, fat tub of ice cream. I just bought some chocolate chip cookie dough. I got a Friendly's gallon, and I just want to sob. You know when you watch those old shows where the woman gets broken up with and all she wants to do is just eat a fat gallon of ice cream and cry in an oversized hoodie, an oversized sweater, and some sweatpants that are baggy, sit on the couch and watch a sad movie. That's all I want to do right now, trying to process what I just witnessed. It's 1:04 a.m. at this very moment, and that's all I'm thinking about. You know what? It's probably going to happen while I'm exporting this podcast.
Talk about shitting the bed. Wow. I don't think I've seen a team like this in all my time watching the Phillies. That was just horrible, horrible baseball at the end. Well, looks like our first thing on the to-do list is to get a closer. And, you know, hopefully we can start doing better with men in scoring positions. But, wow, what a freaking game.
They had the win. They did. They had the win multiple times. You had the lead with 2 outs on a 1-2 count to a Pablo Sandoval. You had the lead after Nick Maton. And you know what? You know, like everyone's like, how can you blow a lead 3 times? Well, to be fair, the Nick Maton one, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there only because you start with the man on second base. If there was no one on second base and you blew the 1-run lead in extras then, well, it's a little bit different. But they took advantage of a man on second base that's placed there because that's the rules. Didi shouldn't have screwed up, but regardless, that 1-run lead later in the extra innings because a man was on second, like I can understand, like that's going to happen. How many times do you see haymakers in extra innings during these MLB new rules where there's a man on second base? It happens for a reason because one hit out in the middle of center field or out in the middle of right field will naturally score a run when someone's placed on second base. So I don't really, I'm not happy that it happened, but I can understand how a team scored. Now, I don't like because it's Didi throwing an error and trying to throw the ball and, you got a little sloppy there, but ultimately to counter after you score a run with a run of your own when both teams start with the man on second, that happens. The Hector Neris throw and the play that happened with De Los Santos, multiple plays, and Matt Moore, like all that, that's where it's just disturbing the most for me, honestly. It's crazy, right? So as much as I really hated the decision to pull Jean Segura from this game, he's your hottest hitter, and you gambled. I know you're counting outs. People tried to explain to me, Brodes, this is why he pulled Jean Segura with the double switch. I know what he's doing. I understand the logic of the double switch. I just did not like it. If you had to go to extras, which you did, you now have your hottest hitter unavailable for you. And you had to put Rhys Hoskins up to the plate at one point, and he ended up striking out. Now, it was a nasty, nasty pitch inside, and it was just a gross pitch. He worked a full count. He ended up swinging and missing. But Jean Segura in that spot, maybe it's a different story. Who knows how it plays out, because he was just cruising, and he's smoking the ball, whether it's off Freddie Freeman's glove or he's poking it to left field. It doesn't matter. Jean Segura, whether it was right up the middle, hits off second base, my man was constantly getting hits, and who knows how it could have played out. He gambled. He counted the outs, thought he would never have to come up again in the lineup, but he was wrong, and it backfired. But every time I say something about Joe Girardi like that, here's reality of the situation. Your closer did not execute and win the baseball game. We would not even be having this same discussion if Hector Neris just made a better pitch on a 1-2 count or the at-bat prior. It's just that simple. So, I didn't love it, but at the end of the day, you were put in a position to win even with that decision that I didn't love, and you failed.
Why? Just why? Just a million different questionable decisions today. Just awful luck. Just the curse of the 2020 bullpen came back this game. How do you blow it 3 separate times? One is bad enough. God, man, I get it's just one game in the middle of May, but this feels like where the downward spiral commences.
It's very possible, and that's why I look at Aaron Nola, and you're the guy. You're the ace. You're the number one man. Your team needs you. Be there. Now, if they lose tomorrow 1-0, and Aaron Nola throws a gem and they lose, I'm not going to harp on Aaron Nola. If they lose 2-1, I'm not going to harp on Aaron Nola. I got to see how it plays out. But Aaron Nola has a lot on his shoulders tomorrow. And I don't think that this is overreacting. I think this is very logical, and this is a fine way to feel. Big picture, I think we all understand it's just one game, and there's 130 plus to go, 120 plus to go. But this is crushing. You're allowed to feel this way. This is what I love about baseball. I know it's painful, but what I love about baseball is this emotional ride up and down. The fact that you play tomorrow to try and bounce back from this tough one. The fact that you watch Andrew McCutchen walk from the outfield to the dugout, and you can tell that he's trying to keep his emotions bottled up and be that professional for the clubhouse, but also knowing that is brutal, and that's going to force a lot of people to feel a lot of certain emotions, and that's going to be tough. But if you don't enjoy that ride, then do you love baseball? In a weird way, that call almost made me just kind of appreciate this terrible feeling, and I'm somewhat accepting this bad feeling because this is what baseball is, and that just sounds dumb, honestly. The hell am I talking about? That just sounds stupid. Am I stupid? Are the Phillies stupid? What did we just watch? Was it stupid? Maybe. Maybe it was. I'm tired. I need the ice cream. We're going to end it here. I apologize if I didn't get to your anytime hotline calls. There were a billion of them tonight, but I could only select a handful of them, and now I'm hitting a wall and I'm exhausted. So thank you all so much for listening. I am not happy. I am not happy. I can't wait for tomorrow, Sunday Night Baseball. Let's see how they do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.